Now, one aspect of this is the most serious pain, I think, is shame. When I remember as a child, when somebody shamed me, I felt burned, as if a red-hot branding iron would be pushed on my body, and I could smell my own flesh burning. I wanted the earth to open up and swallow me. I wanted to disappear. I wanted to die. I think one can die of shame. And when I discovered that children could be raised without ever shaming them, that shame is totally unnecessary, that it comes from ignoring certain signals that we humans have evolved to give to each other. For example, blushing. When a child blushes, his face turns red, or her face turns red. It's like a red light saying to the adult, stop. You are asking me to do something I haven't developed the capacity yet to comply with. Like, don't pee in your pants. I don't even know what muscles to use. You know, it's like somebody says to me, wiggle my ears. I don't know how to do it. And if somebody says, what's the matter with me? As if I should be able to wiggle my ears, then I will have to be ashamed of myself, not worry about what I did or what I didn't do or what I can't do, what I might learn to do, because that all has to do with actions. If we focused on actions that we want either somebody to perform or somebody to not do, at most what we would induce in each other is guilt. And guilt is fine because there is reparation. My son spills a glass of water, I say, whoa, look at the mess you made. Here is a rag, let's clean it up. There's no shaming. I didn't say anything about him. I focused on the obvious. He made a mess. We can fix it. There is reparation. No harm done. My mother used to say, should I spill a glass of water? She would say, you clumsy oaf. You did it again. What's the matter with you? All three of those statements say something about me. I am an inferior being. If I were a good human being, I wouldn't have done it. Devastating. There's no way out. There's no reparation. It's a hypnosis. I actually believe that I am a clumsy oaf. My daughter had an innate distaste for accepting any attribution. And from that I conclude that probably all children resist being labeled. Like she used to say, her name is Soma, she used to say, if somebody says, oh, you're so sweet, she would say, no, I'm not, I'm Soma. And if somebody said, oh, you're such a rascal, she would say, no, I'm not, I'm Soma. And I think most children are shamed out of defending themselves and basically say, don't say anything about me, I don't want any attributions. Let my name stand for me, which then is not about who I am, it's about I'm becoming, I'm changing. So best way would be for a parent, and I think I hopefully did that, I would just say, Soma, and then wait for the miracle of what comes, rather than me judging and criticizing and making her feel like an inferior human being. So, when someone who has already been swimming in shame comes into my office, the situation is inherently and intrinsically could be shaming, because the patient is in a position of inferiority and could project superiority onto me. So I'm good, he or she is bad, I'm strong, he or she is weak, he or she is asking for help, I am the helper. So the initial phase of therapy is often educating the person that that's not the model. I'm not there to help. Krishnamurti once said, when Laura Huxley praised him for how many people he must have helped, he piped up and said, Madame, I hope never on purpose. I simply am there. I keep company with the person who comes in, so the person is not alone. And two heads are better than one. I actually, probably I could say, I conspire with the people who come to me. Conspire, again, the root of the word is to breathe with. We breathe together. We are together. Language itself creates community. And one could say that therapy is creating an atmosphere of safety, security, and trust, where the patient can actually find words for expressing his or her experience without having to please the audience. And actually, possibly even finding some kind of empathy, some kind of fellow feeling. So perhaps the metaphor is one can get lost in the woods. My job is to meet the person, find the person in whatever complicated woods he or she got lost, and not show the way out. It's not, I don't have to know the territory. I can't possibly know the territory. The other is infinitely other, unimaginably other. I can't presume to understand the other. It's not my job to understand the other. Actually, I think the attempt to understand another is like colonization. The first Europeans who went to China or India never understood the Chinese or the Indians. They basically tried to fit totally new phenomena into pre-existing categories. So I don't think that's necessary. I think it's enough for me to be receptive, for me to be loving, for me to be accepting, for me to take delight in the other as the other is, for them to relax enough to take their own experience seriously, and eventually encourage them enough to be an outspoken champion of their own experience.